Hi students, welcome to our English class. Our today's topic is a poem called Another Woman. Unit 3B reading Another Woman. Let us know about the author, Miss Imtiaz Dharker. Miss Imtiaz Dharker was born in Lahore in Pakistan in 1954 and brought up in Glasgow, Scotland. She is a versatile poetess and is ranked on par with some of the famous women poets of India such as Kamala Das, Sujata Bhatt and Tara Patil. She is not only a poet but also a painter and an accomplished documentary filmmaker. Her collections of poetry includes Parda, Postcards from God and I Speak for the Devil, The Terrorist at My Table and Leaving Fingerprints. Now let's know about the poem. Another Woman is a poem about social evil and it narrates a personal saga of victim lady. In a simple and sympathetic language, the poem details the inhuman treatment of society on women. Specifically, it deals with the evil of dowry system. What is the central idea of the poem? Let us know. The purpose of poem is woman's hardship in in-laws' house is to raise awareness about the increased number of bride burning and dowry deaths taking place in our society. It suggests that the women portrayed could be any woman. The poetess takes up a little incident in the life of a married woman of a middle-class family and through this little incident projects the fate of all women in the society. Dear children, now let me read the poem. Another Woman. This morning she bought green methi in the market. Choosing the freshest bunch, picked up a white radish, imagined the crunch it would make between her teeth. The sweet sharp taste, then put it aside, thinking it an extravagance. Counted her coins out carefully, tied them a small bundle into her sari at the waist. Came home, faced her mother-in-law's dark looks, took the leaves and chopped them. Her hands stained yellow from the juice, cut an onion fine and cooked the whole thing in the pot over the stove, shielding her face from the heat. The usual words came and beat their wings against her. The money spent, curses heaped upon her parents who had sent her out to darken other people's doors. She crouched as usual on the floor beside the stove. When the man came home, she did not look into his face nor raise her head, but bent her back a little more. Nothing gave her the right to speak. She watched the flame hiss up and beat against the cheap old pot, a wing of brightness against its blackened cheek. This was the house she had been sent to, the man she had been bound to, the future she had been born into. So when the kerosene was thrown, just a moment of surprise, a brilliant spark. It was the only choice that she had ever known. Another torch blazing in the dark, another woman. We shield our faces from the heat. Okay, now let us know the meaning of the entire poem stanza-wise. Another Woman poem starts with the protagonist buying methi in the market, choosing the freshest bunch available there. She wants to buy white radish but puts it back thinking it's an extravagance. She comes back to home and starts her daily work of cooking. And her mother-in-law gives her dark looks and curses. Here, the woman is unnamed in this poem because she is portrayed as a representative of every oppressed woman in the society. She is busy in her work and she is silent. The woman silently endures every inhuman treatment. She bears up every inhuman treatment in her in-laws. Her husband comes and the woman is shown as bending more, showing more respect. Her husband is called as a strange man, which shows the unhealthy relationship between them. The woman is uncomplaining and going through the traumatic condition in her life. While cooking, She is shielding her face from the heat. The usual curses are shown like birds beating their wings against the woman. She did not even look up to the man, and she have nothing have right to speak. The only thing which is bright in the poem is flame of the stove. There was no choice given to the women, and this woman is representative of all those. This was the house to which she had been sent to. At the end of the poem, the woman dies as the kerosene was thrown over her, and her death is also not discussed, which was only choice made of her. The end is very suggestive, where poet uses repetition, figure of speech by the line another woman. The word here suggests the repetitive deaths of women incurred due to inhuman treatment given to women in this society. In this poem, Another Woman, Miss Imtiaz Dharker voices her humanistic and feministic concerns at the ever-increasing number of bride burnings and dowry deaths taking place in the country. Dowry is a social evil that has brought pain and misery to many families. Many lives have been lost because of this hideous monster that seems to have taken a permanent place in our culture. The youth of today have a great role to play in extirpating this evil from our midst. A girl is not a commodity for sale, and a boy is not a commodity to be acquired by the highest bidder. Miss Imtiaz Dharker here gives expression to many such gender issues. According to her, many Indian brides either burn themselves or are burned in the name of dowry. The statistics shows that 80% of the bank loans availed by the poor in India are to meet the wedding costs and dowry demands. Another issue is malnutrition. For the woman in this poem, even a white radish is an extravagance. She can only dream its crunch between her teeth and its sweet sharp taste. Then we see the issue of the rights of women here. The woman in the poem doesn't even have the right to speak to her husband. It's a shame that even in the 21st century, women is just a commodity to be bought and sold in the market of marriage and ill-treated at home. By this poem, poetess gives a typical portrait of a woman in the kitchen. So my dear children, I hope that you have understood the poem very well. Here we also have to understand that we have to respect women. And children, okay, this is all for the class. Bye bye. See you in our next class.